Two more games for you from stage 2 this afternoon. Dave Chisnell versus Jamie Lewis will go on to the main stage. They've gone mainstream, but the darts hipsters know where the real action is. It's here at Reds Bar in Minehead for the Ladbrokes Players Championship Finals. I tell you what, it's not as if we've just got some obscure names you've never heard of. This is a former world champion on stage right now, the Bullet Stephen Bunting, up against Richard North, a man who may not be quite as familiar in households around the country, but you wouldn't know it from the way he talks about himself. Richard North, his own hype man, desperately trying to get other people to do the job for him. Originally from Wiltshire, now based down in Hampshire, already seen one of his regular foes in the local league circuit. Simon Whitlock, the former European champion, a winner on the main stage against Kyle Anderson, his fellow Australian. But I think Northie will go off as second favourite in this one. Stephen Bunting is a player who, over the last few months, I keep thinking is going to go and win something. And it could be anything. It could be a Pro Tour event, it could be a Euro Tour event, it could be something on TV. His approach, his attitude is incredibly positive. He thinks something good is going to happen, and he's been throwing darts at times which suggest he may well be right. It could be this weekend, Paul Nicholson, that it happens.
It could well be, because this is a bad draw for Northie, and a lot has been made of Stephen's struggles over the last couple of years, but I am sweeping that aside and saying that we should never talk about it ever again, because quite frankly Stephen Bunting is playing brilliantly at the minute. He's playing properly, and whatever those struggles were, they're in the past, and judging by the start of this match, he's got his range in already.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit disappointing from it. Had the Grand Slam, turned up, won his group. I think he always wins his group. Every time he's gone to the Grand Slam, he's won his group and played some really good stuff. And then he ran into Dimitri Vandenberg, who hit a 9-darter against him, which kind of glossed over the fact they're only averaging in the low 90s, the pair of them. It was a winnable game, and Bunting was on top for the first half of it, and he didn't make it count. He could, had he taken a couple more chances, have perhaps buried Dimitri Vandenberg in the early part of that game, and even a 9-darter wouldn't have changed the outcome of it.
Every time you're having a little bit of a recovery from a lull in your career, there's going to be a few bumps along the way, and even though he played so well in the group stages, Stephen, that bump was against Dimitri Vandenberg. Now that's over, and he's had a good week to recover. Now we can focus on the next challenges, because there's a lot in his future. He's got the Worlds coming up, of course, going to be seeded for that, and he could be a dark horse here, Stephen Bunting. Tops, 1 dart left. He was just let go of too late. He has a bit of breathing space against Northie, who's had a bit of misfortune in this leg with the bounce out, and hasn't really found his range yet.
55.
Oh, I like that shot. That was a live camera shot of what's going on inside Richard North's head right now.
That was a very strange guide for Stephen Bunting. Now, he almost absolutely ruined that leg, because he was a wire away from hitting double 15. Got to say, that may have just been a slip, but fortunately he's missed the double 15 and then found the double 10 with a second dart. 1-0 Bunting.
I think statistically that is the most common cause of busting your score in PDC darts. You're looking at double 10 and you pull it down into the double 15.
That makes sense. My other guess would have been probably going for double 4 and hit double 13.
Yeah.
Seen that quite a lot this year, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you would think it happens quite a bit on double 8 and double 16 as well, but perhaps a lot of the time you've already gone for the 16s, you've had a dart, you've got your range there, so you know where you're switching to. You've got a bit of feel for that area of the ball.
Northie's season has been a little odd, because he's had some good performances, but he's had some pretty ordinary stuff by his standards in between. Now, 2 semi-finals on the Euro Tour definitely stand out. One at the beginning and one at the end, so he's done the old bookend.
And nothing in between. Richard North was joint 3rd on the European Tour Order of Merit after event 1. And if he didn't make the semi-finals and the final one, he wasn't even going to make the European Championship. It was ridiculous. But he got there. Didn't make too big an impression on the tournament, it has to be said.
Yeah, he's ranked 52nd in the order of merit coming into this one, and he's playing the number 13 seed in Stephen Bunting, who's had a solid season on the Pro Tour. There's a lot more in the tank for Stephen, you get the feeling, but he's got to prove it. And whoever gets Stephen at the Worlds, I feel, is going to be having an uphill battle. 1.64 for Stephen, 2 treble 19s. There's one, he can fit it underneath. Or over the top. And the ball! Oh, sensational, and Northey can't breathe. What a shot! And that dart, that second dart from Stephen Bunting, is all about how he throws darts. Somehow, the point is above the first point, but it's gone in at a very strange angle, but it was effective.
Explosive stuff from the bullet. And Richard North does not know what has just hit him. This is what he's capable of. Look, Stephen Bunting is a classy dart player. He is a phenomenally talented man. You do not dominate the BDO in the way that he did. You do not win titles as soon as you switch over without having an immense amount of talent. He can do things, he can win things in the PDC, but what he has had to contend with, which is something he didn't have to contend with in the BDO, is just periods of losing confidence, losing form and not being able to win, going out early, week after week after week. And when you're used to winning, when you're used to dominating, that is tough to take.
It is indeed, and earlier this season I played Stephen in Milton Keynes and won 6-1, and admittedly I played very well. Stephen didn't play at his certain standard that he's used to, but fast forward a few months later, when he's been counselled by a sports psychologist and got over those problems, he annihilated me. So it's testament to someone like Stephen who can turn that around. Tops for Northey to get on the board. That could be a valuable miss, because Bunting in this mood, he can take this out. 111. Trouble with the first dart would be bad news for Northey. Double 16. Oh, Northey can't breathe again. It's like he's in a submarine without an oxygen tank, because Bunting is killing him on the ton pluses.
That was a good leg from Richard North as well. And he fires back with a second 180. But he is 3-0 down here, Richard North. And Bunting, well, in those BDO days, he was merciless. He smashed people all over the board. Big wins, dominating wins. Wins to 0 in major finals. He would bully people. And he hasn't had that in the PDC. Yes, he's had some success. He's won titles, beat Michael van Gerwen in a final on the Pro Tour. He's starting to win games again. And win games in big stages. The Euro Tour, again, a fabulous stepping stone for these guys to be able to learn how to play on telly and get back to winning ways and on big stages in front of big crowds. But that's where Stephen Bunting belongs.
You've got to feel that one of the ambitions for Stephen in the next 6 months is to get a big performance on the Pro Tour or the Euro Tour to get himself a guaranteed seeding spot in Europe, to kick himself up those rankings even further. Can Stephen Bunting do it again?
Surely.
167.
Surely not. No, surely not. Well, Richard North is still averaging almost 100 here. It's not as if he's been playing poorly, it's just Bunting has just been a crucial dart ahead at the right times. Oh dear. Well, that will do. He only got the one dart at the double four in the end. It is not the preferred route for anybody, the old 7-17 double four, but hey, look, got him a leg on the board.
He definitely knew what he was doing there. A lot of people, and we've all done it, going for double 16, hit a 7, just a bad dart. You tend to step back and reassess, but Richard just knew what he needed there and got the job done.
Well, they have met a few times, these two. This is their 5th meeting. Hello? Not quite. Yeah, this is their 5th meeting, and it's 2 wins apiece. So North does know what it takes to beat Bunting. Their first meeting, actually, but I didn't realise this until I looked it up this afternoon, that North actually played Stephen before he became a regular on the tour. Richard North, he tried qualifying through Q School a couple of years back, sort of 2012, 2015. Didn't really get anywhere. Played some youth tour stuff back in 2012. But he wasn't making a big impression at all in terms of PDC darts. And it's testament to him that he's improved as a player, playing in those local leagues. He's got to the point where he's got his tour card, made things like Pro Tour finals and qualified for big events. But he actually played Stephen in a qualifier for the Grand Slam, one of the wildcard qualifiers. Lost that game, fair to be saying.
It's fair to say that Richard is not short of confidence. If he could bottle it and advertise it, it would sell. I'll have a bottle of Northy, please, because I'm feeling a little jaded and a little bit self-esteem less. Well, he will lose a bit of confidence if he loses this match, but Bunting's been insatiable. 16 for tops. Come on, he says.
36.
He misses. And 1-2-8's tricky. Sometimes you want to miss the treble for 60 bull, but if you get the treble, you stay there for double 10. And he hits him back with a 128, Northy. Sensational stuff. What a match.
Well, I tell you what, Mervyn King and Simon Stevenson was a bit of a struggle from those two, but these two, this is good. Checkouts of 164, 111, 128. And Northy's in there again. And again. 180 number 3 for Richard North. All of them in the last 4 legs.
This could turn out to be one of those sorting the men from the boys games of darts that we rarely see. But stage 2 right now is not disappointing. 4 perfect from Richard North. Got to give him a lot of props, because lesser dart players would have said after 3 legs, you know what, he's hit me with everything here and I can't do anything about it, but he's just battled on, and Bunting's got more in the locker. This could be a very big leg in the course of this contest.
3-0 down. And that phrase, scoreboard pressure. It was only 1 break of throw, but still seeing 0 to your name when your opponent's halfway to victory. That can make you panic a little bit. Nothing of the sort from Richard North in this game, though. He's left another massive finish, Bunting, but 128 was seen off. How about 129?
Northy will love the fact that Stephen didn't get a treble. Northy's got a treble there, but it's the wrong one. Scratching his head and just asking the referee, and in this spot, that's the right thing to do. If you're not sure, ask the referee what you need. 161. Can he? He can he, as they would say in Scotland. Plenty of Scottish dart player to be seen today. We'll see Gary Anderson on board 1 later against Alan Tabben. Well, it's the man who lives in Hampshire right now. He's got to be smart here. He's got to go 11 for Bull. Bull. In! 3-3! Unbelievably! Northy, take a bow. Great recovery, and case in point right there. Don't fiddle around with a 25 on 61 when you can go 11 for a clean target. Smart stuff from Richard North.
Well, the 128 checkout was special from Richard North. That was sandwiched by a 32, which he made a mess of. 7-17-4, and that 76, which he made a mess of and got himself out of jail on the bullseye. There have been the odd dart here and there which has let Richard North down, but he has rescued a couple of visits with crucial doubles under pressure from the bullet.
To be honest with you, Dan, if it wasn't for the brilliance of Stephen Bunting, Northy could be 5-1 up here.
He really could. He really could.
The 111, the 164. Northy was on very small numbers.
Less than 0.1 between these two in the averages. Both averaging between, well, in fact, it's just improved for Stephen Bunting. He's just shy of a ton. Northy's round about 99. And that'll keep it there. This is really, really impressive from the pair of them.
Another one of them would have left double 16.
76, 70 left. Should look at the 18s or the 10s. 18s, I would think.
94.
The only number going through the mind of Richard North right now is 170. Possible. Not possible now, but that was a good dart.
95.
Unfortunate. That deflection into the treble 5. Stephen Bunting's got to do some running repairs. It just goes to show, doesn't matter how good you are, you need to take spares onto the stage. You may get some sort of equipment malfunction. And sometimes these moments are very precious because it gives you a chance to breathe, take stock, assess the situation, and get the job done in leg 7. Nowhere near the 60. Great 20. Double 16's in. Great adjustment, and it's 4-3. He stops the rot, Stephen Bunting, after a 3-leg attack from the Ginger Man from Hampshire.
60.
Well, if there is a particular weakness occasionally to Bunting's game, it is in that corner of the board. He stands so far over on the right hand side, he is further away from the double 16 and double 8 than he is from the likes of double 10, and sometimes you'll see him miss and miss and miss, but when he's hitting it,
60.
you just get the feeling that he could do anything in a game.
He can indeed, and I think one of the things that doesn't faze Stephen about being so far away from double 16 is that some of the leagues he's played in the Merseyside area are from 8 feet, not from 7'9¼ . And let's not forget as well, he has won on the world stage in soft tip, which is from 8 feet. He won an event in La Rochelle in France a few years ago. So throwing from 8 feet for him is just normal.
Yeah, he's got a soft tip board back at home in St Helens.
96.
As Stephen Bunting. There are some players who just do not business with it at all, don't play it at all, but yeah, Bunting's got the full soft tip setup. You've represented England in soft tip, haven't you, quite recently?
Yeah, played in the World Soft Tip Cup last December in Hong Kong with Adrian Gray, Andy Jenkins, the great Andy Jenkins, and Fallon Sherrick, who will be playing in the women's qualifier for Ali Pali on Sunday. Playing in her hometown as well. She's from Milton Keynes. And we got done by the Japanese in the semi-final in a great game. But right now it's Bunting who needs another one of them. But he's got the bullseye. He's left tops.
Thought it was going to be another big finish in this game. We could see another ton plus check out. Northey needs it. 19s. Gets it. And the double as well. 109 checkout. The big checkouts just keep coming. Big finish after big finish after big finish, and a big finish in store in this game.
Best game on paper. When we looked at the stage 2 schedule for this afternoon, it's not disappointing. Can we just make this one best of 19? This has been such a good game.
And you know what? The thing that's running through my head right now, and what may be a little nagging voice in Stephen Bunting's head, it's another one of these games where Bunting is playing well, and he's had some magic moments, you know, back-to-back checkouts of 164 and 111 to go 3-0 up. It would have crushed some players, but Northey has found a way to stick with him, played some good stuff himself, and it might be another one of those games where Bunting manages to lose it somehow, despite putting in an impressive display. And impressive defeats, yes, they're better than unimpressive displays when you lose, but it gets to a point where you get fed up of people going, oh, you played well there, mate, unlucky.
We're seeing a different Northey right about now. Since he beat Simon Whitlock in Göttingen in the middle of October, we're seeing a different Northey, because he now believes that he can beat most of these guys, even when he's got bad records against them. And he had his back against the wall in this match.
That
He's
is
in
a
the
slip.
ascendancy now, if he can get himself more than a ton here.
Treble 17 maybe? Yeah, leaves himself the 170. One of the few things that this game has been missing. Even Bunting won't take out 163.
It's all getting a bit edgy. Not just on the stage, but I'm feeling a little bit nervous for these guys in the comms box. This has been the best match of the day. And still, the small matter of the end to come. Do not go and get a cup of tea right now. And that is a dreadful, dreadful time to miss big numbers. Because 134 is not easy. 98 for Stephen. It's double 19 for the lead. Northie's coming back. And this one, we've seen a lot of very good finishing. This would be brutal.
What's the route? Treble 18 for tops. 2 treble 17s for double 16. Well, I think it was the former he went. No real help. And it's this little section of the board. Not had too many struggles on it, Stephen Bunting. Double 8. No struggling this time either. He's a leg away, Stephen Bunting.
What's Northie got left? Plenty. Plenty. No celebration. No looking towards his posse in the crowd. Just pure focus. And telling Bunting, I'm not going away. More often than not, it's really hard to shut Richard North up. But this time, it's hard to get rid of him as well.
Well, he's been very good at that, Richard North. Firing in perfect visits at the start of legs. Did it having gone 2-0 down? Did it having got a leg on the board at 3-1? Did it to help him level at 3-all? And a 177 here makes it likely that we are going to go the distance. And is that when Stephen Bunting, that little nagging voice, just starts saying, this might be another one of those games, Stephen. Those games where you've played well and somehow managed to lose it. 4 180s for Northie now.
Bunting may have to rely on having the darts in the last leg. He can't leave a finish from 307. Did his best to do that. The right route. Looking for the 137, but 102. Another ton plus. Tops. Not 10 legs in yet, because Northie can't take care of the 102, but this has been a brilliant game. Pressure applied. Can he get the crowd involved with a 180? Way of course he can. Now Northie's got a bit of thinking to do. Hikes up his trousers, has a think. Double 10 for 5-all.
These can get nervy. These can get nervy. Oh, so nervy. How quickly did he release that last one? That is nerves. He has looked ice cool in this game, Richard North. But a maximum from Bunting has bought him this chance. Double 7. Oh, how has he done this?
Great games have great moments, but they also have misses. We've had pretty much everything in this match. Northie has 3 darts, potentially a double 5. He's going to need double 1. Madhouse! He's still in there! It's 5-all, and the best game of the day so far has just got a little bit better. And for the first time this afternoon, it's going all the way.
3 match darts missed by the bullet. Will he get any more? It looked as if Northie had blown it.
First dart has been letting Stephen down, but he's been scrambling brilliantly. But now we're seeing 41s and 45s, and they are human beings. They will be a little bit anxious, but first dart shy again. Needs a treble. Doesn't get one. Tons are good in these situations.
We've had 7 180s and a 177 in this game. We've seen checkouts of 164, 111, 109. There has been some real quality all the way through this, and we're in a last leg decider, and they are both going to pieces.
It's like being down the back straight. There's only 2 of you left in the 10,000 metres, and you're both empty. But there's a spurt from the bullet. In this situation, for me, that's as good as a ton 80. He's given himself a little bit of breathing space, but a great last start from Northey. Puts him within 50.
Classy. Classy stuff. Get in. You even heard the bullet.
When you're in that situation, Stephen Bunting showed belief there, and drive and aggression. He's put himself in this position. Pure passion from the bullet to leave 87. He's 36 away, and he's got double 9. He's inside it. He won't be happy with that. But he'll be happy that he's coming back.
He has got time. How much time? Oh, Northey, what are you doing? He's not even left to finish. The pressure, it's got to him. He should have left himself at least the 170, but he does not apply the pressure to Bunting. He has been fed up of losing these close games, fed up of people saying, well done, you played well, unlucky mate. And this time, he takes control of the last leg decider, sees off Richard North, and he'll face either Mickey Mansell or Madders Rasma in the second round. That game is coming up to conclude the stage 2 action for this afternoon session.